Hi, my name is Peggy LaPointe, and this is Talking Trash, a Green Tips podcast, a chance for me to dive into the world of environmental issues by talking to people in business, government, and nonprofits, folks knee-deep in the field of sustainability. Talking Trash is brought to you by the Energy Management and Water Conservation programs at Lane Community College. Both our two-year degree programs are fully online, and employment opportunities are growing in the water conservation and energy management fields. For more information on these online two-year degree programs, go to nwee.org or find the direct links at KINK.FM. The energy and water programs are funded by the National Science Foundation, and scholarships are available. Talking Trash is also supported by Biketown. Biketown is Portland's bike share program, with 1,000 bikes and over 100 stations across downtown and several neighborhoods. Now's the time to ride. Ride over to biketownpdx.com. Welcome to Talking Trash. Episode 12 features Jocelyn Quarrell, owner and CEO of GoBox, a local company that offers a reusable takeout container program.
Yeah, I moved to Portland 10 years ago from Boston, Massachusetts. I'm from Texas originally, but I was living in Boston and coming into my own, figuring out what I wanted to do with my life. It's where I really fell in love with urban cycling and became a daily commuter, regardless of the weather, year round. It was so funny yesterday, the little flurries that we got, and to see people's reaction, because I'm just so used to, that's a walk in the park.
Right. I'm from Wisconsin. So
yeah,
I know what
you get it. And I was hit by a car, and it kind of, just made me reconsider where I was building a life and really desiring a community that was going to be openly accepting of me as a cyclist. And there's a larger community of cyclists. And so Portland called my name, and I flew across the country. I didn't bring much with me other than 4 bicycles. And
like my husband.
Yep. He's a cyclist as well. Yeah. Mostly urban.
A
little bit of everything.
A lot of everything. He does cyclocross. He's out probably on a 4-hour ride right now.
Oh, right on.
His day, yeah.
Yeah. And just rebuilt my life here. I was working at Zipcar in Boston, was able to transfer to a job out here, which was really great. And then moved on to work for the Bicycle Transportation Alliance. It's now known as the Street Trust. Helped to coordinate their bike commute challenge 1 year in 2012. And then, and then started working with Alta Bicycle Share, which was so fantastic and for sure a really valuable experience, and both professionally and personally, like being a cyclist and having the opportunity to go to these cities around the country and say, hey, welcome to the New World Order. We're about to drop hundreds of bicycles onto the street here. And this is why it's going to be valuable. And each city, it was great to have the experience of working in these different communities, everywhere from Chattanooga, Tennessee to New York City, and the different opinions and perspectives on cycling there. And needs, definitely unique needs. In every community, there's always a bit of resistance when you're introducing something new. People see it as a bit of an affront to how they're currently living their lives, which is not what we were trying to do. We were trying to provide them with another option, a more sustainable option, an option to stay above ground on a beautiful day or get where they're going a little bit faster, burn some calories while you're doing it, enjoy the fresh air, if there's any in New York City. And so it was so remarkable to feel that resistance, and then for a year or two later for it to become totally ubiquitous. And these days to be able to be watching a random television show and see a city bike roll by in the background, it's just yes, it's still working. That's so great.
Well, it was funny. I was driving the other day because I was running some errands, and I see this cyclist go by, and I wanted to take a picture. Of course, it happened too fast, with skis on his back, and I was like, that is ingenious. I ride probably April through October. I'm definitely a fair weather rider, but walking in today, because it's a perfect day for walking.
Yep.
I'm like, man, I give it up for those winter cyclists, because That's heavy duty. I used to ride my kids to school when they were younger.
Oh, right on.
And even the 8 blocks there and back, my hands would be so cold.
Yeah, totally.
You have to have that gear.
For sure. Gear definitely helps. There's no doubt about it. And there can be, fiscal constraints when you're wanting to invest in that sort of stuff. There are definitely cheaper hacks that can be done.
Yeah.
But I think the mental perspective of it plays heavily into it. And there are days, I give a lot of credit to Portland. I have really high expectations for Portland, and I'm always pushing the city to do better as far as safe infrastructure for all modes of transportation. But we have it pretty good here, and I'm pretty multimodal. Yeah. It's all about, at this point, it's about efficiency. So like this morning I grabbed the Max. I live in North Portland, took it downtown and jumped on my bike to do a few errands before I came down this way. It's great to be able to have those options.
It really is. Yeah. It really is. Well, you heard to talk about GoBox because then a few years later, 2018, last June, you acquired GoBox.
That's correct.
GoBox has been around since, 2011, I think?
Yep, it first launched in 2011.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's a great system, and I've talked to Athena about it when she was on the podcast a few times back. They tested it out last fall.
Yeah, we launched at Slabtown in August.
Yep, and have accepted it at almost all their stores now. They're probably the biggest client.
I would say so. Yeah, we're in 6 of their locations now. In fact, next week we're launching very excitedly in the Woodstock location.
Oh,
so target market in that neighborhood for sure.
So I could describe GoBox, but I want you to describe it.
Yeah. So GoBox is a reusable takeout container service. Our goal is to eliminate the need for those single-use packaging, which is often, regardless of what it looks like on the outside, some of them look kind of cardboardy or could be misconfused as a paper product. It's actually lined in plastic. And those are not recyclable. The plastic clamshells or the cardboard with the lined plastic, those single-use coffee cups, they're not recyclable. It's all garbage. And there's a lot of resources that go into the production, the transportation, the utilization of a product that is used for such a short period of time.
Minutes.
Go ahead.
Minutes.
Oh, minutes. Yeah, exactly. The single-use packaging within the plastic market accounts for nearly half. In 2015, that was 161 million tons that we don't have anything else to do other than to send to the landfill. And we're lucky if it gets to the landfill. Often those types of packaging escapes the waste management system, and then it ends up in our environment. Regardless of where it ends up, it breaks down into those nasty microplastics and leaches toxins. And so we, the founder, Laura Weiss, thought that there could be another way, and that's where GoBox came from. Yeah,
and it's 2 different shapes now. I used it for the first time a few years back, and there's a clamshell-like container. I got right here. I got one of the times I went to Green Zebra.
Oh, yeah.
And got a salad from them. And then the other day when I went to go to New Seasons, because my 12-year-old loves their mac and cheese.
Oh, right on.
I noticed that there was a new container, the bucket, which looks like a little garbage pail.
Yeah, it does. It's super, super cute. I brought them in today.
Yeah.
We actually have 4 different sizes.
Okay.
Most of them are this clamshell shape.
Right.
This is our smaller size, perfect for like burger fries, Thai food. And then we have a medium. It has some compartments in it, so great for like Indian food if you want to keep those little flavors separate. And then we have a larger container that's great for those big old tasty healthy salads that you want to.
When you have a salad with the mac and cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got a bucket of mac and cheese. It was perfect. And how it works is this way. There's about 80 or so vendors.
Yeah, we're up to 90 here
in
Portland.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So a lot of food carts, as we mentioned, New Seasons, many of the New Seasons. I saw Garden Bar, Whole Bowl, which is great.
Yeah.
Aprisa, which I also love. And you you buy a membership.
Yep, it's a subscription-based service.
And so there are 2 of them, 2 levels.
Yep, we have an annual subscription. It's only $21.95, or a monthly subscription's $3.95.
Yep, so you can try it out for a month and see how it works. But you download the app, you go in, like I went to New Seasons, they've got a placard right there that has their 4-digit code.
Yep.
You type in the code and you show it to them, they give you the container, you fill it up, or, sometimes it's in the back and they're filling it up for you. and you take it home.
It's pretty straightforward.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, one of our core values is to provide a simple solution to this complex problem.
Yeah.
And the mobile app, what it helps us do is both keep track of the impact that we're having. So every time that you're checking a container out or checking a container in, we're noting that. We're counting those. Yeah. And I think we're up to like 250-ish, probably closing in on 100,000 single-use packages avoided.
Yeah. Like I mentioned, lots of different locations. And then there are drop-off locations. Did I see about 24-ish?
Yeah, we offer both private and public drop sites. So those public drop sites are the ones that you'll see on our website, you'll see on our app. Anyone can utilize them. We try to place them in really convenient locations. So all of the new seasons have drop sites. Portland Food Hall has a drop site. Woonwinkle, which is a great little boutique on 10th, they have a drop site for us. And it's really great to have both our food vendors and these boutiques that are hosting our drop sites. It's really important for us to have a market match there. They really are grateful to have a sustainable solution to be offering their customers, and we're really grateful for the little bit of real estate that they're offering us to host those spaces. Yep.
So, for instance, the mac and cheese that I got, we just finished it out. We washed it. You don't have to wash them.
No, we just ask that large chunks of food be knocked out before you turn them.
So if you're using these at work, you can use it for lunch, and then you can drop it off. Just maybe rinse it out and get, like you said, the big food chunks out, and drop it off.
Yep.
Which is as easy as that.
Yep. And the drop site, so you check the containers back into the drop sites using your mobile app again. There's a QR code on a sign on the top of the drop site. So just open up your app, click that return button, snap a photo of the QR code, and walk away.
I love it.
Pretty straightforward.
I love it. And so what has been the response for new seasons, for instance, when they tested it out? So it's been 6 months-ish that they've had it going on. What was the feedback from the employees and customers?
Lots of positive feedback from the employees. What's really been valuable with New Seasons is they're a vested partner in seeing GoBox be successful. As Athena Petty, who's the sustainability manager at New Seasons, indicated at your previous podcast, they're really searching for sustainable solutions, and it's because their customers are pushing them to do so. And so they're, such a valuable partner in that they know those regulars, right? They see those same faces coming in the store every single day. And so you can strike up a really casual conversation like, hey, we have this new option, it's something that you can consider in order to lower both of our collective environmental footprints.
Right.
And so New Seasons expanding into and that kind of grocery store environment was a bit of a change for GoBox. We had been really focused primarily on downtown lunch scene, working with a lot of those food carts, and that's been great. And we still have most of our vendors at this point are still food carts. But to change and be offering our sustainable solution in a grocery store that's accessible for breakfast, snacks, lunch, dinner, you can get it for yourself or you can get it for your family, is I think definitely a step in the right direction as far as normalizing these reusable containers or reuse systems in general.
Definitely. And I was at a panel. They invited me to a panel as a customer and a community member last week it was. And I told them, I said, there are a lot of things that are packaged in your store that I can't buy personally because I don't want to have these plastic containers in my life.
Yep. Yeah.
Period. Because I know that many of them are not recyclable. This offers me no guilt to go in and get my son some mac and cheese when he's craving it. On a busy night, and I don't have time to cook, or their salad bar, which they've got a lot of great salads, and their area where you can reheat food too. I can go in there and get my food and take it home and reheat it, which is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and so I was so happy that they tested it out last late summer, I guess you could say.
And we're continuing to find research and brainstorm ways that we can strengthen our partnership and offer reuse options in other aspects of their store. Yeah. Pipe dream being the grab and go section, right? If we can figure out a way to negate all the single uses there would be really fantastic. So.
Absolutely. Well, and they also offer, kind of getting off track a little bit, the fact that you can bring in your own container. So I've actually had my containers to get some of their desserts and take it home, which they've got to be, when they came on board, that had to be a great, exciting time to help grow GoBox.
Big time. Yeah. Yeah, and it continues to be so.
That's great.
And I got to give them a lot of credit because they, they go through a lot of. I mean, they're busy stores, right?
Yeah.
They got a lot going on. Their staff has a lot to think about, and they're so patient with me when I go in there and I grab a loaf of bread and I put it in my own reusable bag. Same thing with like the cookie bar and the bulk section, all of these, and I'm so grateful for them now offering the opportunity to buy food without the single-use packaging, plastic packaging. And then, they're, like I said, they're just so patient and really quick once I get to that checkout stand to be like, okay, we got this, no problem. We're going to work with you because they see the benefit in it as well.
And the other thing, when I forget my containers, I can use this even in the dessert bar.
That's the great thing about this. These are, so to get back a little bit to how it works, we stock clean, reusable containers at these 90 food vendors around town. So, our subscribers, they don't have the responsibility of carrying a container around. If you forget it, you're out of luck sort of situation. That's not the case. These food vendors are always in stock, clean, waiting, ready for you to avoid having to use that single use.
Yeah, we did forget that step where where they do get cleaned, even though you don't have to clean
Correct.
them. You and your folks go on bike and pick up all of the containers. You take them to a commercial kitchen where they get cleaned and sanitized, and then you bike them out to the various locations. Yep.
We're a bike-based business, and that was something that the original founder built into the business model. Yeah. And as a cyclist, that was one of the things that originally attracted me to this business. I was really, I thought it was really valuable how we are not only, talking the talk, but also walking it as far as our operations are concerned. We're a small team. We have a few riders that help with we have a bike, an e-bike we're using these days to help pull our heavy metal trailer around. Yeah. And we're delivering those clean containers with one trailer. And then we have a separate trailer that we're using to collect the dirty containers and transport them. We're working with 2 different wash sites right now. The Original, which is a restaurant in the downtown Marriott Hotel here in Portland. They've been GoBox supporters from the very beginning, and so they help us wash some of our boxes. And then we also work out of New Foods Kitchen, which is in the EcoTrust building, the new red EcoTrust building on the east side.
Perfect.
And we rent kitchen hours from them and wash our containers and leave them to dry and then pick them all up, and the cycle continues again.
So there's another aspect to this, not only being a food vendor. So if anyone wants to incorporate this into their food system, they can contact you, or be a drop-off site. Yeah. But there's also the corporate aspect of that. Explain that.
Yeah. So I had mentioned previously we have public and private drop sites. The private drop sites, those are supported by local businesses as a green benefit to their staff, or like property management firms will host a private GoBox drop site in their building as a benefit to their tenants. Right. And so those drop sites are only available to those folks within that building. And it just makes it hyper convenient. The staff go out, get some lunch in a GoBox, come back to the office, finish their lunch, and then they're able to very quickly return that GoBox. And so we visit their offices and collect those used containers and clean up the drop site. And when we're talking about a drop site, just to give your listeners a visual of what we're talking about here, it's just a fancy hamper. Yeah. We use sustainably produced white birch wood. I'm actually building them in my garage myself, and just a hinge lid, and we have a liner bag that goes on the inside. So again, a really simple solution, but it's really easy and a really easy way for some of these private businesses to help meet some of their sustainability goals and encourage their staff to be sustainable as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, you mentioned this, you touched upon it briefly, but it's a great benefit for employees or for your tenants. You can earn lead points. Yep. And also it's a great marketing tool if there are any businesses or buildings, particularly I'm guessing in downtown area, who would like to be a drop-off, they can market that out.
Most definitely. Yeah. And I think the City of Portland's sustainability certification recognizes it as well. Right. So most of our corporate clients are down here in downtown Portland, since that's where the service footprint has been for so long. But as we're expanding over to the east side, we're always talking with new businesses and green team members that are excited to bring GoBox into their office. Yep.
So you are not quite a year into taking over and being the owner of GoBox. what is sort of your next steps as you look forward for the next year, the next 5 years? How do you want to build GoBox?
Yeah. So I kind of have two focuses. One is building out the system here in Portland, which I want to be the role model reuse system. Yeah. Regardless of how big, geographically Portland is compared to other cities around the world, I want to have a system in place here that's functioning both like on a citywide public level, that we've integrated into corporate cafeterias or other internal cafe systems to help them avoid. We're looking to talk to other large-scale institutions like universities here in Portland, just to see all the different ways that we can plug a reuse system.
Maybe Nike or Intel.
Yeah, well, in fact, we've launched GoBox at the New Seasons Market Cedar Hill. So that was our first location in Washington County. And certainly, building out the system outside of the proper Portland boundaries is really important to us, too. So getting into Washington County, Clackamas County, expanding north into Vancouver, Washington would be
really great.
Really wonderful. And so that's one aspect of it. And then the other aspect is really working on developing a licensing program that enables entrepreneurs or nonprofit organizations or other groups to take the GoBox reuse system assets and be able to launch a system in their community.
Right.
And there's so much need out there. I hear from folks every day from communities around the world. How do we bring this to our community? Plastic waste is such a big problem. People want another option. Yeah. And so my challenge is, how do we take what we currently have and make it really easily scalable to meet different goals, different unique city dynamics, different some cities want to be able to offer it as a low cost initiative that's maybe just self-sustaining. Other folks are interested in building out like an enterprise level, a profitable business. And so I'm really working on improving our technical assets to be able to do so, which is a really interesting challenge, but kind of calls back to those the lessons I learned at the GoBox or the Alta Bike Share days.
Yeah, and Zipcar, I bet too.
Yep, for sure.
It is in San Francisco.
Yeah, we launched a license in San Francisco back in 2014.
Yeah.
So it's been long running. And Paul is the name of the entrepreneur who owns that system down there. And Paul has his work cut out for him as far as just the geographic kind of layout of the Bay Area. And so he's got a little bit of a footprint in a lot of cities down there and looking to really build that out. And he's got some great community partners that are working to make that happen. Nice.
Are there any other cities that you've been talking to, just even on the what if stage?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. We're talking with an organization in Bend, Oregon, to try to launch the system in Central Oregon, which would be really exciting. We're talking to some folks in big East Coast cities. I won't name any specific cities yet until I get signatures. But really exciting. And again, I mean Cranbrook, Canada, Israel, Seabrook, California, Miami, Florida. Like I'm talking to folks everywhere all the time.
Great. So even if you're not a downtown in person, somebody who's in downtown Portland a lot getting lunches, I recommend for folks who want to start reducing their plastic waste and their New Season shopper, this is great. Try it out for a month. It's $4. And it is so easy. Yeah,
it really is. I mean, just like anything else new, it takes a little bit of getting used to. But once you've used it a time or two, you're a pro. It really doesn't take that long to adjust to it. And reach out if there's a food vendor that you really want to see participating. From my perspective, it's always easier for me to reach out to a food vendor and say, hey, your customers are requesting this. And the way that we work with our food vendors is it's pretty cost equivalent for them to participate in the service.
I saw that.
We're trying to keep the barrier to entry really, really low. But at the end of the day, waste is a complex problem that really touches on all aspects of the community. It's the manufacturers, it's the resellers, and it's the consumers. And so we've built a system that kind of asks for buy-in from each of those groups to help us solve this problem.
Yeah.
But at a fiscal level that hopefully is pretty approachable.
Yeah, because they're paying for the containers anyway.
Exactly.
And if the folks are eating on their property, they're paying for the garbage that comes to pick it up.
Yep.
So it could work out even.
Yeah.
And it's a great advertising tool as well.
It is. Yeah, you get to be part of this growing network of businesses that are really progressive. And, as the city of Portland, they passed that ordinance last fall that we'll see come into fruition this summer. And that's... for your listeners, just to clarify what that is, it's a by request only policy that's going to pertain to straws, plastic utensils, and condiment packets. So no longer will restaurants be just sticking a plastic straw into your cocktail or to your Coke. Now, if you want a straw, you'll have to request that. Yeah. And the goal there is to create a chance for consumers to think about
just pause. Do I need it?
Do I need this? What, in consideration of the impact of what it took for the straw to be developed and then to be disposed of in quotes, is it really worth it? So, and I'm grateful for the city. I think they did a really good job approaching this ordinance and developing it, talking to a lot of community members. Yeah. Again, it's not a ban. And I think that was really the right move so that not to penalize any community members that might need these tools in order to be able to enjoy food and drink when they're on the go. Yep. So yeah, I'm really proud of the city and would encourage them to keep pushing on that front. Yeah. We by far when we're talking about quantity of mass, the utensils and the straws are certainly problematic, but they're a much smaller component. The packaging, these clamshells, these single-use coffee cups are really, really a problem. And something else that I am excited to announce, we're still researching what the perfect product is going to be, but we're looking to introduce a reusable cup into our system early this year. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
And hit the caffeine scene really hard. Yeah. Portland, our coffee and tea experience is near religious. Yeah. So I want to make sure that I'm providing a product that takes that into consideration and is something that people are really excited to utilize. Like my future is, people meeting up for a coffee meeting and, one of those people using a Go Box reusable cup. And if that other individual shows up with a single use, playfully shaming them to be like, come on, there's a better option out there.
Lots of options. Yeah. And there are other people like me who don't purchase items in single use. And so this helps solve that problem on one level. Yeah. So thank you so much, Jocelyn, for coming in.
I'm really grateful for the time.
I'm excited to see where you're going next.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Becky.
Thank you for joining me for my conversation with Jocelyn Quarrell, owner and CEO of GoBox, a local company that offers a reusable takeout container program. If you've missed any of the previous podcasts, you can find them at our website at KINK.FM. Be sure to like and subscribe to Talking Trash, a Green Tips podcast on Apple iTunes or wherever you're listening. Talking Trash is a podcast series featuring people in business, government, and nonprofits, and sometimes just regular folks in the Portland area and around Oregon who are having an impact in the world of sustainability. Talking Trash is brought to you by the Energy Management and Water Conservation programs at Lane Community College. Both our 2-year degree programs are fully online, and employment opportunities are growing in the water conservation and energy management fields. For more information on these online 2-year degree programs, go to nweei.org or find the direct links at KINK.FM. The energy and water programs are funded by the National Science Foundation and scholarships are available. Talking Trash is also supported by Biketown. Biketown is Portland's bike share program with 1,000 bikes and over 100 stations across downtown and several neighborhoods. Now's the time to ride. Ride over to biketownpdx.com.